down. F! Fire case! Goodbye. Oh, poo. No. No. Oh, good. Still invincible. Ah, boulder! Fire case! Don't flip a dibba-doo. Don't. How many times are we gonna do? And hello everyone, and welcome back to Let's Play Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time. In the last episode, we got done with basically everything in the Fire Temple, and in this episode, we're going to be doing the boss of the Fire Temple, after I've taken this drink. I drank before I started recording, and then I need another one. All this lava's making me thirsty, haha. Anyway, I'm going to go right into it, you see. And as you can see, this is a rather pleasant place. And here we have the boss, Volvagia. Big dragon thing. Worm dragon. Okay, now. Basically, if it wasn't obvious, you're going to want to use the Megaton hammer on this guy. When he pops out of the ground like that, I should have done a jumping attack, but when he pops out of the ground like that, you're going to want to hit him with the Megaton hammer. Normally he doesn't though. Normally he'll fly up in the air and start spraying fire and that at you, but his turning circle is awful, so you can just do this. I didn't even know about this until recently, so it's rather useful information to know. You could actually just stand right next to the hole he came out of, and he won't be able to do anything. Yeah, try and keep as many of these holes in view as you can, so you can see which one he's coming out of, so you can avoid it. Okay, here he is. Oh, Link. Oh, wow. As always, Link is just refusing to perform acrobatics in the fashion I wish. And up he goes again. He's gone to the ceiling, which means falling rocks. Just dodge the shadows, pretty much. Although they are a bit hard to see, I won't lie. They normally fall around where he... more so around where he went up into the ceiling anyway. So you don't have to worry too much if you get to the other side of the room. Oh yeah, sometimes he switches randomly to confuse you. Once again, just get all of them in view. There you go. Amazing. And just wait. Just sit here and wait. Easy peasy. The only reason I'm cheesing him so hard is because he is one of the few bosses and enemies in the game that does a decent amount of damage to you if he actually hits you. So I don't want to take any chances on this. And there we go. Unfortunately for him, that was relatively painless. Well, we killed him, so it wasn't painless. Unfortunately for him, it was easy for us to kill him. That's what I meant, but instead I made it sound like this isn't painful. Which it most certainly is. How does a dragon burn to death? Oh my god, he's still alive. Bye-bye. Well, that was rather grim. But on the bright side, we got another heart container. Yeah. And now step on... ill-advised, let's step onto the lava, which, by the way, for some reason this lava very much hurts you. I was going to say it doesn't hurt you, but now I remembered it does hurt you. But we're going to step into this lava anyway because we are stupid. And here we are back in Death Mountain Crater. And we are actually going to want to do something here rather quick. You may have noticed, the few episodes ago when we started all this hoopla, there were rocks over here that I didn't break. As soon as I can hook shot. The stick on this controller is getting a bit busted. Too much Street Fighter. But yes, bombs can't break these reddish rocks. You need to use your hammer. I'm gonna hop down here, just to show it off. The reason I'm not deflecting their nuts is because the Hylian Shield just breaks them, if I recall. He'll sell bombs. This guy will sell... I don't think any of them sell anything amazing. Yeah. I'm just going to buy stuff anyway, because I might as well use the money. But yeah, they don't sell anything amazingly useful, so that's just keep in mind in case you give a damn about that sort of thing. Sometimes I do wish they'd balanced it a bit better to make it so money was a bit more useful and buying items was a bit more of a viable thing. Most of the time, everything just drops it out. But yes, we're breaking that so we can get back over there, but we're breaking this because we're going to go in here. Yes, thank you, Navi. Because we found one of these. It's been a while since we've been to one of these places. And so we are going to play Zelda's Lullaby, which is the one song I don't forget how to play. And we get this wondrous sight again. Hooray. Great Fairy of Wisdom. The translators couldn't have put any more sexual innuendo in there, could they? I mean, really? But look at that. Whole quarter of a heart healed. We get absolutely nothing. But our magic meter is enhanced. Oh yeah. Magic power. Really, with those camera angles. Yeah, look at that. Double magic meter. Finally got that. Very useful upgrade, especially later in the game, because we're going to be getting into stuff where you need tons of magic. Yeah, that isn't the last thing we're going to need this hammer for. There's a couple more things we're going to go around and do with the hammer. And then I'm going to either... Well, I won't end it off, I don't think. I don't think it'll take long enough. Because I'm going to try and make this episode a bit more the length I originally intended these to be. If that makes sense. More 15-20 minute times. Although, ideally I want to get this side quest done in this episode. But, ugh, it's going to be a pain to record because it's like... you'll see when I get there. Oh, we're just going to do that. Speedrunning tactics. Yeah, look at that. Wrecked. Yes, we're going to want to change it tonight. Because, you guessed it, there are some Skulltulas hiding underneath these big rocks. Like here. Duh, duh, duh. Not behind this one, though. But yeah, now that Volvagi is dead, this place won't drop frickin' flaming boulders on us, which is nice. Wow. Spoilers, Navi. There's one more thing we're going to want to get out here. And then we'll cut to future me suffering. Well, I think we'll go see how the Gorons are doing as well, actually. Just for some nice closure on the story, I guess. I want to come over here, I think, if I recall. Aha! I was right. I remember. Here you are. Double Skulltula. Yeah, it's all good. It's all good. Come up here. Gonna go along here. Gonna go down here. And we're gonna go see how the Gorons are doing now that, as you can see, some of them, this is actually populated again. Again, they actually have showing what happens when you actually achieve victory, as it were. As opposed to some games where everything just stays rubbish and barren when you win. I mean, most of them just say thank you, Link, but, you know, it's a nice touch. They could have just had the Gorons not come back, but they do. It's all good. And there are a couple more things we can... I think there are a couple more things you can do in the Goron Village. No, it's not the Goron Village, Goron City. But we can't do them yet, so I'm not going to. Or at least there's some things we can't do yet. Yeah, I get it. But yes, we're going to cut it. And when we come back, you're going to be seeing the side quest we're going to be doing this episode, because yeah. Yeah, suck it. And here we are back at this lovely place, Hyrule Castle, Town of Death. And there's somewhere we're going to want to go, but we haven't yet. In here, as soon as the door opens. There we go. Now, for some reason, the guard in here obviously got bored of guarding these pots, or this guy is the guard. There's some weird implications. This is generally one of the more interesting characters in this game, even though he barely gets any like real relevance. It's weird. Mainly because the fact, I mean, look at that. What the hell was that with his like one singular eye and his like really ghastly feet? Weird clothes. Also the fact he's got like bottles of stuff. Oh, if you notice, the Poes will try to escape their cage. If you just watch quickly. This is a nice little touch as soon as it happens, that is. Yeah, it'll be happening again in a sec. But yeah, he's got bottles of something there. I have no idea what it is. Also, there's a drawing of a Triforce on the wall for some reason, and there's a Triforce on his clothes. Again, very weird. I think these weapons on the wall were already there in the past, so it doesn't really matter. But yeah, you see that? He hits his stick and makes them all go back in. So obviously he has some sort of authority over the Poe somehow. But yeah, we're going to talk to this guy, Poe Collector. Yes. Don't be surprised. I can read people's minds. Well, that sounds suspicious. Again, the story implications of who this guy is really weird. Like, he's one of the more just utterly mysterious characters. If I looked as good as you, I could run a different kind of business. We don't know what it looks like because he's got the only ghost shop in Hyrule. Yeah, that's an interesting concept. Because of the Great Gandalf, it's a fine time for business like this. He calls him the Great Gandalf. Again, interesting, because only people who actually support Gandalf call him that, really. Well, outside of people who are just outright scared of him. Maybe. I can only hope the world gets even worse. Again, this guy is just so weird. The ghosts called Poes are spirits of concentrated hatred that appear in the fields and graveyard. They hate the world. Young man, if you catch a Poe, will you pay up? I will pay a lot of money for it. Yet this guy is just... In this game, he is literally a sort of the hacky mask salesman, who obviously Majora's Mask is like insanely freaking weird. This guy is like this game's Happy Mask salesman, really. Well, even though Happy Mask salesman's in this game. Also, how do you get this bed in there? Would it fit through the door? I don't think it's... I don't know. But yeah, I don't know if that's alcohol or what, honestly. Those bottles are weirding me out. Also, nice rug. But yeah, this guy's just weird. Car noises. Also, he also appears in Majora's Mask, though again, no one knows really if the Majora's Mask characters are actually the same as their Hyrulean counterparts, but again, theories and speculation and all that. But yes, despite what he's saying being rather vague, we could go catch some normal Poes and give it to him, but then he'll just give us basically change. It's not really like, he'd be giving us like 20, 30 rupees or something like that. I'll put on screen exactly if I can find out what the exact prices are. Ooh, nice. But he's hinting that there is a side quest to do, specifically when he says Poes appear in the fields, because as you know, they obviously appear in the graveyard because we've been there. But what he's hinting at is there's a group of 10 big Poes in certain locations around Hyrule Field. And in this episode, we're going to be quickly jumping between and getting those. Unfortunately for me, that's going to mean a lot of cutting and editing and post-commentary, because I'm going to have to keep cutting and uncutting, because I can't remember off the top of my head where these guys are, so I have to have a map for it. I'll put a map up on screen right now. Look at that map. That's where they are. And we're going to get them in order. Okay? Good. See you in a sec with future me telling you what the hell we're doing. And right away we're going to be getting a Poe right in front of Hyrule Castle, the first one. Basically with big Poes is you're going to want to be on opponent's back, and you're going to want to go past these certain points like you saw on the map that make them appear. And they will also always appear in front of you and go in the direction, like to go away from you. So like here, you're going to want to go this way so that the Poe doesn't hit the wall, because if they hit the wall, they disappear, and you lose your chance to get them. So you want to purposely trigger them in places where they will have plenty of space to move backwards, so you have plenty of chance to shoot them. And that's number 3, I think? Yeah, and then this is number 4. You can actually move up the hill a bit more and make it easier to appear as long as you're next to the tree. This one I forgot to record, but if you go down this path, it's relatively easy to get it. Going the other direction's a bit harder, so it's better to go this way around to get it. But yes, also, Poes do work on a timer, so this is useful for the last 2, because you're going to have to wait for them. But basically, as long as you are in the trigger point and it has been a few seconds since the last time they appeared, normally that pretty much works in terms of getting them to appear. So, yeah, we're going to move on. I think this is like, I think this is the 8th one. Relatively easy, although I'm getting lucky with these shots. But yes, for the last 2, you're going to want to wait, because in this one, it's on the wall right next to Lon Arch, which is a really inconvenient position. And then the last one is right up here. Although you can wait at the pillar down below as well as a viable spot. And with all that malarkey out of the way, I'm just making up new words now. I think that's a word, actually. I don't know. We're going to finally get done with this side quest. Although it's probably like a couple minutes for you. For me, it was like the past, I don't know how long. Also, I missed recording the 5th one, which was nice. Just somehow managed to mess that up. Yep, I have 800 points, so let's give him the last 2 Poes we got. Yep, all those useless rupees we've been getting this whole time. You'll get like 500 rupees for doing this in total, obviously, because it's like 10 times 50, etc, etc. But, again, money isn't very useful in this game. And 50 rupees, and with that, I give put 100 points in your card. If you earn 1,000 points, you'll be a happy man. Wait a minute, wow. You have earned 1,000 points. Young man, you are a genuine ghost hunter. Why is that in red? Is that what you expected me to say? Oh, wow. Again, this guy is just freaking weird. Because of you have extra inventory of big posts, so this will be the last time I can buy a ghost. You're thinking about what I promised would make happen when you earn 1,000 points? Hehe. Points isn't highlighted that time, that's weird. Don't worry, I didn't forget to just take this. And we get the last bottle, which may not seem like much, but it's going to be useful in the next area we do. Which is why I waited till now. Because technically, you can do this the moment you get a Polar and the Fairy Bow, but... I figured now in between 2 dungeons would be a good time. I have plenty of time in this episode to do something extra. So I figured I'd do it now. But yes, with all that said and done, join us in the next episodes where we'll be heading down to the Zora River to see what's changed over there. Yeah. So, yeah. All that's done. That's all good. Yep, outro. Sorry, I'm just a bit frazzled. I don't like this side quest. It's getting those big posts to appear is annoying. But yes, again, join us in the next episode. Well, we'll be doing that, which I already just said earlier. Wow, this outro's awful. But yes. Until then, see ya.